friends. Welcome back to another episode of Your Age is Not Your Cage with Carla Allen. Here we are. It's just me, just a solo with me today, coming to you to talk about some things on my heart that I felt so strongly that my listeners out there need to hear. I get things in my DMs continually on these subjects. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to squeeze a solo episode in here today. And it's all about women, community, friendships, why we need that. And so I don't have any real plan other than a prayer and the Lord giving me the words to share with you today. So stay tuned. Here we go for Your Age is Not Your Cage. So let's start with women, friendships, community, and how many of my listeners are always asking me questions about how did you get involved in that community? How did you create? I have a group called The Table, and I've talked about on a previous podcast called, what was it called? Connector. Are you a connector? And I talked a little bit about how I created that group. I created a walking group. I've created several groups over the years. And my goal in all of it, well, number one was the Lord has prompted me to do this for so long, and I just kept resisting. And my daughter and I talked about this in our last podcast. And between him and with her just telling me, Mom, just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I finally did it. And we had our 1 year anniversary in January of The Table. And The Table is simply something that I pulled together with inviting a small group of women. I think I had 8 or 10 the first time. And then it grew organically from there, from other women inviting friends. This is not something that I put a evite out or an invitation out on social media. It's literally just word of mouth and inviting people. And why do we need that? Why do we need things like this? We need it because women need each other. We need each other to walk alongside each other. We need a safe place where we can go and share stories and laugh and have fun and just enjoy. I don't have an agenda at the table other than we all come together. We come together for a meal. The premise is around the table. Jesus welcomed everyone around the table, all ages, all colors, all everything. There is no requirement to come to my home and be at the table. And we enjoy food together. Everybody brings food. And then we sit down and we have intentional time together to talk, to share the hard things, the praises. Sometimes we'll do something a little different and throw a fun thing in there, but it is literally just a time for women to be together, to share and to love on each other and learn. The biggest thing about it is learning the art of being a good listener. And that is the key. And if you want more information on starting your own group, your own table, feel free to DM me or message me. All my contact info is in the show notes, but it looks a little different from your normal gatherings when you're learning to listen well. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this group is when we do have our time together, we are listening. We're not stepping in and offering input or advice when people share. We allow them to share. We tell them we love them. We tell them we're praying for them. And then we move on to the next person. So what's the goal? The goal with that is that from that, women will resonate with what someone said. And they will go to that person when we're finished and they'll say, hey, I would love to talk with you more about what you shared because I'm going through the same thing. Can we go grab coffee or can we go for a walk or whatever it is? And that is how we create more and more one-on-one friendships outside of this community. I don't want it to stay just this group. I want women to form friendships outside of this group and go do things together, to start forming other communities where say it's women that enjoy running, they start a little running group outside of this. Women that want to do a Bible study, they start a Bible study together. Women that want to learn to cook together, they start going to a cooking class or do things at each other's home. Whatever it is, the idea is I have one big community, but then we're creating these little communities outside of that. And it is so beautiful. And so that is one way of bringing women together. And again, all ages. Do not limit this to people that look just like you. Don't limit it to that. Keep it open to everyone. We have from age 20 to 79, I think, is our oldest. And how beautiful is that to have a range of women that can love on each other and encourage each other and share life stories and life lessons and pour into each other of all ages. So it's really been one of the sweetest, sweetest times. And I want to share all that, and I hope you truly hear my heart on all this, of the beauty of what that community has created with all these women. And it just continues to grow. And I get the question often because I don't have a huge home. I don't have a huge area. I have sweet, sweet friends that bring chairs and we sit on the floor, we sit on the sofa, we sit on the fireplace, we sit where we can, we scoot furniture back. And I've had people ask me, well, should I invite someone? I mean, what if we get too many people? There's never too many people because you know what? God orchestrated this, not me. And so he's going to make room. He is going to, just like he increased the fish and the loaves, he's going to increase what it is here in my home, whether it ends up needing to be moved or whatever. He knows, I don't, and I'm not going to pretend to know. So he already knows. He will work that out, but we will never stop inviting or asking women to join us here. And so that is the beauty of that community. And I also wanted to share another incredible community that I got involved with this year, and it is called Warrior Women International. And again, I will put everything in the show notes where you can find their website and Instagram and all their links and information. But Warrior Women International is a group that I followed for a little while on Instagram to see. I was very intrigued by what they were putting out there and what they were about. And I thought, you know what? I think I want to dive deeper with this group because it matched up with everything that I love as far as empowering women, growing women together, creating community, faith, standing strong on your faith and your family and our freedoms. And so I got involved and became what we call within Warrior Women not Austin, we call them village leaders. I am the village leader for Austin, Texas, and the little surrounding areas. But there are villages, which are communities that they keep growing and growing and growing. And they're in all different cities and states across the US. It's so beautiful that these little villages keep popping up with different leaders stepping forward. And then we as leaders create these communities within our own cities. And so I have absolutely loved doing this. I have met so many amazing women through this on Instagram, through our leader discussion group, through DMs. I've met women through that now I feel like I've known for years, and I'll get to meet them in March at one of the first events, the first event I will go to in Phoenix, Arizona. But again, this was me stepping out, listening to God, saying, He has shown me, He has truly shown me this last year. I want you to connect women. I want you to bring women together. I want you to show women the importance of having women walk alongside them in life, not to do it alone. The enemy wants us alone, and we say no. And so we wrap arms and we join these communities. And it's why I joined this one. I cannot wait to meet all my new friends in March that are a part of this nationwide community. But in Austin, last month, we had our first meet and greet, which was so fun. And we got together and we talked about what it looks like to be a community, what it'll look like within Warrior Women International. And Warrior Women International just stands for like-minded women coming together and standing strong together and getting out in our communities and making a difference through volunteering, through doing things for our communities, where we did it for the Refuge, which is an organization that I strongly, strongly just believe in and love, and absolutely stand behind everything they do to support young women that have been sex trafficked. And we collected lunch boxes and ice packs for them as part of our community growing service. So they're all about helping within our community is a huge part of it, and doing it together. And then our group has talked about doing so many fun things together, like getting out of our comfort zone. And we're trying to do it once a month. But if there's something someone wants to do and it's outside of that one time a month, then we'll put it out there on our little group thread and say, hey, we're going to the farmer's market this Saturday. Who wants to join? And again, it's just gathering women and pulling them together. That's it. And so we're so excited about the fun things we have coming up, because I have friends that have said, well, I don't know if that group's for me. I'm not sure that it's a fit for me. And I'm like, what is it? Why do you think it's not a fit? And it's funny when we dig in and I talk and share. For one, I say, did you go on and like really go through their website, go through their Instagram and see what they're all about? And I'll get, well, no, not really. Then how do you know it's not for you? Is community for you? Is it linking arms with other women for you? Is serving your community you're in for you? Is attending nationwide events where you can meet women from all over the US, women of all ages, all backgrounds, all everything. It's not limited to one type of person. It's every aspect of a person coming together at these nationwide events, where the one in March will be networking and bonding and getting to know each other, and horseback riding and doing fitness. And it's a fun time to just be with women. But they also will do other events where it involves they have Warrior Fest, and there'll be times to come together as families and learn how to protect yourself, self-defense. It's so many things. If you could tell by my voice, or if you're watching me on screen, I'm so, so passionate about the things I get involved in. And I don't get involved in anything lightheartedly without digging deep first. And I dug deep with Warrior Women International, and I knew it's something I wanted to do. There's no cost to you to join. I don't get any kickbacks out of this. It's just me, again, following the Lord, being obedient to what he's called me to do, and bring women together, bring you into a community. Could you be a leader? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, everything Carla is saying, I would love to do this in my community? Sign me up. Sign me up that I want to do this in my community. Get in touch with Warrior Women International. Go to their website. You'll find the links, and I will again include them in the show notes. But start a community, start a place where you can pull women together and start supporting each other and helping each other. It is a tough world out there. It is a tough world, and we need each other. Young moms need moms like myself, who have already been down that road and who is now an empty nester. They need us to walk alongside them and help them and encourage them through new motherhood, through new marriages, and to show them how to still have fun, how to do so many different things. And then someone like me, an empty nester, someone ahead of me that can even pour into me in thriving in that empty nesting phase, thriving in your marriage once kids are gone too. How to continue to pour into your marriage and your kids, even your adult kids. And oh my gosh, so many other ways. And I'm just so passionate about it. And in our group, we all want to be our best versions of ourselves. We all want to contribute our talents, our gifts, our skills within the group. And so when you are in this community, one of the first things I asked at our meet and greet was share some of your skills, hobbies, talents, things that could contribute to the group, things you want to learn. And we are going to do things like learning pickleball. We are going to do some self-defense classes. We are going to do some, let me think, basic gun safety, range shooting. We plan to do, and these are things, ideas. So if my ladies are listening, don't freak out if it's something you don't want to do. And again, it's always optional whether you want to do it. You don't have to do it, but it's always optional. But let me say, I think I have my list. Some of the other things we were talking about, homesteading. So we are really going to dig into homesteading and that homesteading mindset, what that looks like, and learn together about our local farmers markets and how raising beef and chicken and getting eggs and milk and how to make your own bone broth, sourdough, gardening, products, living off the land. I just really going to dig deep into things like that. Cooking classes, there are several that want to learn certain ways to cook, doing that together. Group exercise classes like boxing and yoga, bungee fitness was brought up. Rowing out, we have a cool lake here in Austin around downtown, doing some team rowing, learning how to work together as a team, paddleboarding, walking, hiking, zip lining, learning some basic first aid. We have a lot of really cool wineries and things like that around here, concerts, festivals, so many things. So I to share all that just to give you an idea of what it looks like to build a community, build a village with Warrior Women International. It does not take rocket science. It takes your love and your passion for drawing women together, creating that sweet village community where we can uplift each other, help each other in the hard times, bring people meals when they're sick or they have a surgery, or help each other out if someone needs help, they're overwhelmed and they just need help with yard work or whatever it is. My point is, women, we need each other, and we need each other at all ages. I talk to so many different women that are lonely and that say, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. And I've been isolating in my house and I've been so depressed, or I'm going and doing stuff with these ladies and it's so surface level and there's no depth to it. There is depth when you create community, when you create these groups of women and you're intentional. And that's one of my biggest things, is being intentional in relationships and in these communities. I am intentional about getting on our group me threads and keeping it going, keeping the conversation going, putting out there motivational Monday, something that can help encourage each other, putting something out on Wednesday with a little tweak of wisdom, or putting some fun things out there to keep us engaged and talking. And the same with my monthly table group. And I am intentional in at least 1 to 2 times a week getting together one-on-one with a friend. And that's how you go deeper too. These are the things that we can do. They're not hard. These are not hard things to do. These are things you can do. And if it's been something that you felt a tug, a pull on you, I encourage you, just start. Don't wait for everything to line up perfectly. When I started this podcast, I just went for it. Some of the first ones, you hear all kinds of noises and things. And even now, I don't have the most amazing background. I just sit down and do it because I want to do it for you. When God put something on my heart, and He put this on my heart to talk about today, I do it. I say yes. And so I encourage you to say yes in your life. Say yes to being intentional. Say yes to, I want to create community. Say yes to, I need deeper friendships in my life. I need women that feel just as strongly as I do about their country, about their faith, about their family, about their marriages, and about their friendships. Say yes to those things, and you can create these beautiful communities on your own, no matter what you call them, just like my monthly women's dinner. I loved the table. God brought that name to me because everything happens around a table. People feel comfortable around a table. And not that we're necessarily sitting at a table. We have too many women now, but we're still sitting around. We're gathered around like we are at a table. All are welcome. And it's just a beautiful time. And the same with Warrior Women International. This village, this community has already made such an impact on my life. And I talk about it to everyone. I talk about it everywhere I go. And I absolutely love it. And I'm just excited. I hope that this will encourage you to go check them out and say, ask yourself and pray, is this right for me? Should I pursue becoming a village leader in my city? Should I pursue reaching out and getting on someone's village within my city? What does it look like for you? Could I go to one of their nationwide events? That would be so cool and so awesome. It would be my goal to go to every single one of them they have this year, and we'll see. We'll see if God can make that happen for me, but that would be my goal. And for those of you that don't know, I'm 59 years old, and I feel like I am more excited about life and doing more in my life, feel better in my life than I ever have, which is also why my podcast is called Your Age is Not Your Cage, because I believe your age, young or old, never has to hold you back. And anyone out there that thinks and believes the lies of what our culture tells us, that when you hit a certain age, your 40s, 50s, or whatever, that things are over, that you kind of don't matter anymore, you're washed up. Well, I say no. I say no, that is a lie. Do not believe it. And I encourage you, no matter your age, if you're young, like my beautiful 20-year-old daughter who has such a voice, and for that age and that generation, to a woman that's in her 70s or 80s. And if you've listened to my podcast, I have had women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I've never met more vibrant, joyful lovers of life that say they're just getting started. And so age is no excuse for anything. And that is why I have Your Age is Not Your Cage, because at 59 years old, I am just getting started. I feel like I am just on fire. And so I am on fire to connect women and to bring you together and show you there is hope. Don't settle for being by yourself. Don't settle for hanging out and keeping those dreams from coming forward. Just take a step forward and do it, and get involved, and know that there are women out there that need you just as much as you need them. There's women out there that need you to start this and to do this. So wow, I could go on and on and on, but I hope and pray that I made my point and that I came across in the fact that just step out there, be bold, be brave, no matter your age, no matter your background, no matter what it is. Step out there, join a group or start a group. Don't wait. And Don't wait for it to be perfect. I am so thrilled that I have the privilege to be able to do the things that I'm doing. And the things that I've listed are my very favorite things that I am doing in my life right now. I am a health coach and I've been in health and fitness most of my adult life. And it is my passion to help people in getting healthy, staying healthy as they age, and exercise and weight training. If you're not doing weight training, please start doing weight training. Those are my passions too, but I can tell you, the table and Warrior Women International are my two, like, on they just make me on fire for bringing women together. And that is what I'm going to keep doing. It's what I'm going to keep encouraging. And I'm encouraging you to do the same. So if you have any questions for me, please reach out. I love to help. I love to help. And I just this last week had 2 women reach out to me and ask me for more information on how did I get the table started? What did I do? And I shared a few things with them. And one was a young mom with kids and saying and new to an area, how hard it was for her to get involved in the area she's in, and how she wants to start her own. And she's nervous about it. And I'm like, just do it. The Lord will open the doors and bring the people. Just do it. Don't let fear stop you. God did not give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and sound mind. And so I encouraged her. So I feel like she was going to get on that and do that. And I encourage you to do the same. So don't let anything stop you. Go do whatever it is you want to do. Go and create community and grab onto those women out there that are just waiting for you to come along. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. Thank you for listening to my rant on women and friendships and community. And if you want any information from me on Warrior Women International, look in the show notes for the links. Go to their website and get involved in this amazing organization with women that will surround you and empower you and encourage you and love on you. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that, and who doesn't need that? Okay, so this is the end of this podcast today. Your age is not your cage with Carla Allen, but stay tuned for my next episodes because, as always, I've got some incredible guests coming up and some amazing topics that you don't want to miss. So thank you for joining me as always. And please don't forget to rate and review, follow, share, subscribe on YouTube, share with your family and friends. It helps so much to get the word out because my goal is always that if we can help just one person out there that needed to hear this today, then that is my heart's desire, and that is what God had for me today. And so that is an answered prayer. So please share. I appreciate it so much. Okay, I'll see you next time. See you soon.